Okay, so I think it's working now. For some reason, I thought it wasn't working. And so, let's see. Yeah, I think it's working now. Great. Cool. So, what's up, guys? Really, I just wanted to talk about how the market has been, on my point of view, how things have been going, and just share with you guys just really just trading in general, like I always do. Um, Let me see. I think we should be good there. If for some reason you can't hear me, let me know, but it should be good to go. What's going on, man? How you doing, Rodrigo? Um, Let me play some music because I can't do this with no kind of sound because it'll be freaking boring. All right, so basically, I wanted to share with you guys just kind of how I've been doing and really share the process and how I'm just sticking to what works for me. If you watched the last episode, I talked about how, if you haven't watched it, go check it out and you'll know what I'm talking about. But I had a moment of weakness and I still have been fighting that weakness. In fact, I was debating like, should I go long now? Should I went to go talk to Brian Lee Trades, which is a great guy, great trader. He was just on Chat with Traders himself. He was on my show as well. And I've also talked to, Nate. I've talked to Ducks. I've just been talking to all these traders who are obviously really good. And Phil Godecker gave me some advice. And it just seems like at the end of the day, it all comes down to us, to me, to the individual. Because it's nice to hear what they have to say, but at the end of the day, like someone could tell you something, but until you do it yourself, until you put your own work in, until you do your own Excel and you make your own mistakes, track your own trades, you won't ever have that confidence. And that's what I want to talk about, confidence. And the reason I want to talk about that is because today it was hard for me today. It was very hard. I've only placed one trade today. I'm still in it. And you can see here on my screen here, I believe. And this is how I record my tandem trading series. If you haven't seen tandem trading, it's exactly this. I actually talk in a mic and talk my thoughts out. And I just kind of want to do this kind of live right now and share with you my thoughts and how things have been. But I was watching a couple of tickers today. And I look up, so you're going to see my nose and all that. But it is what it is because that's where my screen is. But I was watching WWR, PPSI, and OPTT. Now, these all have one thing in common. They're overextended and they're gapping down. However, this one, PPSI, I didn't want to short it right away because, well, you can see red green's up here. We had some weakness, but I just didn't like this setup. It's already down like 20%. I just don't. I can definitely see it go down further, but because how I'm feeling lately, my trades have not been working out as planned lately. A lot of my gap and craps have been going against me. I was in SPI, OXBR. I recorded those on Tandem Trading. You can see me take my loss on those. I've already been live. They're on the show on the channel. I think one of them is for the public and the other one's for the elite supporters who just support the channel. Thank you guys if you're here. But anyway, the only thing, like, what I can take away from that, because I talked to Gritani and he was like, you know what, man, you should be proud that you took a 1 hour loss and that's it. Because a lot of people blew up on those trades. So I need to be grateful that I survived, that my discipline has kept me here, right? I need to be grateful for that. And it's hard in the moment to think that way because in the moment, all you're thinking about is like, shit, nothing's working. And nothing is working on that setup for me right now. And I got stuck in a halt the other day. I think it was yesterday, AREC. I say stuck. I use hard stop. So half of it got executed on the high daybreak and the other half got executed after the halt stopped and resumed trading. So I took a bigger loss than I wanted. I took like a 2R loss instead of a 1, which sucks, man. And today, I'm just thinking, I was looking at PPSI and thinking overextension, but it's just the odds aren't high for me. I want something closer. And WWR, same thing. This one's a crazy stock. If you've been watching it, we've been holding this area, this 10. So I just didn't think we could break 10 right away. I just didn't think that was possible. And we might, but I'm looking for easy plays right now. And so OPTT was the only one I was interested in. Because you look here on the daily, we have overextension from 1 to 380s, closed at 3. And then today, we had a spike pre-market and then failed, and then a spike, fell, and then on this pop here, I started to short. And I only started to short because I saw weakness on the tape. I saw slowdown. I saw a lot of sellers on the ask, creating a wall. And then you see this other level here, but I wasn't risking that level at the time. So I wasn't able to size in the way I wanted to if I was risking that level, right? I was sizing in and risking this 3 area because that made more sense to me. But now that it's working, and I've been recording this on Tandem Trading, so like I'll probably combine these 2 recordings together. But anyway, what I was noticing is when I was in this play, I sized in full size, risking 3. And then when it started working for me, I didn't cover any until this pop I was trying to add at 260. Didn't get the add to risk this new level. So a new full size, right? When we got this drop here, I covered a third of my position at 238, and I'm holding the rest. I'm still looking to add if I can, and this may not work. It may go against me because it seems like everything is just very choppy. Nothing's really working. And it's something that can really hurt on my confidence, right? I mean, one thing that Brian Lee told me is you got to be around long enough to go through these times to, if you just start finding something that works for you. Like gap and crap is kind of a new strategy for me. I could say that. It's maybe, let's say 3 months, 4 months, 3-4 months. And who's to know that? How do I know that strategy is supposed to work all year? There's going to be rough months, and I need to stick through it because he made a good point. Like if I just stop trading and then I go ahead and just give up my gap and crap, and then maybe it's the month where it just doesn't work, and then the next month they're on fire, I'm never going to be able to see that, witness that, be a part of that, and I need to be a part of that. So what's key here is risk management, making sure that I stay alive, making sure that I survive. And today I decided, my normal 1R, I sized down a little bit, not much. I think only, let's say a full size was 1, right? So I just took it down to 3/4. So I just barely sized down my 1R to 3/4 R. So that way I could be a little bit more comfortable. And it's taken the idea that I got from interviewing Stan and another trader, I can't remember who it was, but many traders have said this, where when you're treading water or, not doing well, right? And hear me out. I'm trading well. Like I'm cutting, I'm sticking to my plan. I'm only trading my setups. But when things aren't working out, my risk management will keep me alive, which it has. Because yes, I've been treading water. In fact, I've been losing money too. But I've been not losing much. And what I need to recognize is this is the time where you should start downsizing. Not much, just slowly. Like if you're on a losing streak, which it feels like I am, then I need to cut down a little bit. So if I'm risking $1,000, then I need to cut down to $750. And then if it doesn't go well from there, I need to cut down to $550. Whatever it is for you, if you're risking $100, cut down to $75, then cut down to $50. But to give myself enough opportunities to trade my edge, so I don't just give up and so I can stay in the game. Because risk management, that's what it is. That's what the key is, staying alive. I talked to Phil yesterday, and it looks like OPTT is coming down some more, which is awesome. But I talked to Phil yesterday. Let me see. And Phil was basically saying that, what's going on, everybody? Let me say, Little Bullseye, what's up, man? Rodrigo, what's going on? Ruben, hey, man, how you doing? Marnik, what's going on? Alex, what's up? What's up? Multi-day plays that are backside. Yeah, absolutely, Alex. But Phil was telling me a little bit about sometimes it's just 1 or 2 plays that make his month, that really pad his month. And so when it starts treading water the rest of the month, it's not a big deal because he made most of his money on 1 trade. And it puts things in perspective, right? Because there's a trader who is a way bigger trader than I am, And so a big trade makes a lot of money for him, and so he can coast, right? And so for you and I, maybe you're like me, we don't trade big size. Maybe you do. But we just got to put things in perspective. Because a big win for me may not be the same in terms of dollars, but it may be the same in terms of percentages. And so it's hard to keep that in perspective because most of us are trying to do this for a living, right? Most of us want to do this for a living. And I've talked about this, that what's important is to have another source of income, to be doing something else to make money. As you guys know, I have multiple sources of income. And so I need to put that back in perspective and be like, well, yo, hold up. There's no need to stress because I have multiple sources over here, but also I want to become a great trader. I want to be one of the best. And Brian Lee, thank you, man, for talking to me yesterday. Shout out to you, Brian Lee Trades, because he said something that stuck with me, and it might not be the main idea. He's like, that's all he took away, but it's something that really stuck with me. And sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm not looking to cover this until 2, maybe 2:10, maybe 2:20. We'll see, because there is support. If you go in the 5-minute or even the 10-minute, you'll see support here in the 220s, but 2 is really what I want if it's going to work. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Like, I'm okay with that. That's how I trade. But what I was trying to say is he said this idea is like there's traders who are okay with just small gains every day, making green every day. And then there's traders like him, Phil, Dux, Gritani, these other 2 guys like the Short Bear and that other guy, I can't remember his name, Jokan, I believe, that are trying to be the best. And so they're trying to optimize the trade as to the best of their ability. And their goal is to be the best. And that's why you have these traders who are just banking on one setup. And it made me really think about that. And I was like, do I just want to be a trader who just makes money, or do I want to be the best? And I'm going to be honest, I want to be the best at what I do. I love trading. And so I need to re-put things in perspective. Like, if I want to be the best, then I need to treat this even more seriously, right? And so times are going to be rough sometimes, but I need to be able to push through this because all the greats push through these times. And any interview you ever heard, whether it's on my show, someone else's show, or any book out there, you have heard them say there's been rough months. There's been rough years. In fact, Gritani went through a time where when he selected a 12-month period, he made no money at all. So if that's possible for him, then why is it not okay for me to have a scratch month, right? And so that puts things in perspective. Like, I need to be a little bit more patient. I've been trading for a while. And that's the other thing. I need to get rid of that thought. Like, sure, like if you've been trading for 5 years, you still haven't got it, who cares? If you've been trading for 2 years, you still haven't got it, who cares? If you've been trading for 1 year and you've got it, awesome. Like, it doesn't matter, because if we let that thought come in, like if I think, man, and I've been thinking this, right? I've been feeling this way. Like if I've been trading for, hi Alex, you traded, yeah. You guys should be able to see my screen where you can see I'm still in OPTT and I have a stop. Put a thumbs up if you can see that, but I hope you can. You should be able to see it. I'm in it at 265 short. Looking for 220s, 2s really. And Jesse, volume has been nuts. I've gotten squeezed a dumb amount of times the past week of my bread. Yes, Jesse. I feel you, man. I feel you. I definitely feel you there. Okay, cool. Thanks, D22. But now you made me lost my train of thought. Like, I've been thinking that. Like, I've been thinking of, like, I've been in a situation where I'm like, man, I've been training for 3, maybe even 4 years now. I'll just start saying 4 years. And I should be further along. Like, I was telling that to Gritani. I was telling that to like every trader that's successful. I've been telling them that. And I need to get rid of that story. Because that story doesn't matter. It doesn't help me. Like, how does that help me? If anything, that creates more negative energy. And I need to create positive. I need to continue to push forward. I know it works for me. I need to continue doing that. If it's not working at this time, I need to size down. Maybe I need to draw back on that specific setup, size slowly down on that one. But that's something that I need to remember. And I'm sure maybe some of you guys can relate that when you're trading, you start to get down. Maybe you're not even losing money. Maybe you're just breaking even, but it's frustrating, right? Like when you're trading and you're patient and you wait for your plays and then it doesn't work, that's a hard thing to swallow sometimes. Because as you guys know, last month I only placed like 7 trades, I think. And can you imagine waiting the whole month for 7 trades? And in fact, I should have only placed like 5. There's like 2 that weren't really in my setup. So it just shows you, like, if I'm that patient and then I lose, like, that's another battle in itself. But that's a growth opportunity for me. Now we're getting the 228s, which is awesome. But yeah, you can see it. Awesome. Thanks, man. Thanks, PHPMVK1. Awesome. Appreciate that. By the way, guys, if you don't know, let me show you real quick. I made these. I know they're not great. I'm going to remake them. I thought you could see them, but I made these little emojicons. Basically, if you love the show, you don't have to do anything. You just subscribe. I appreciate every one of you guys. But I do give the option now. I made a comment on the community post saying, should I make a Patreon? Some people said yes. Some people said no. It's 50-50. But at the end of the day, man, like, I have that join button here. If you click join, you can get the details. But it's really just supporting the channel. Saying another way to say thank you. Because I do this on my own time. I do this for free. And again, I'm doing multiple things, not just trading, not just YouTube, not just podcasts, but I'm also doing 3 other gigs for 3 other companies, helping them grow themselves. So I do a lot of things, and I'm trying to balance that all, and I'm trying to provide value, but I'm also trying to show you guys that I think there's another way to concentrate on trading. I think it's having multiple sources of income, and obviously this thing's tanking, so I'm watching it. We're getting to the 226s area. Very interesting. We'll see what happens. We're just now finally, it's like it's working for us. It's working for us, so therefore I want to hold. And, I want this to work. I want 2s. I do think 220s is going to bounce a little bit because we have support here. And I'm willing to hold through that bounce. It sucks, right? But I wanted to see bounce because then if we bounce, we have some resistance in the 250s now that could hold too. So, and it could give me an opportunity to add because I did cover only a third at this 238. So if we can get this to tank to 2 right now, I'm going to cover. But if we get this to hold 220 then bounce maybe to 250, I'm going to re-add. Like that would be the ideal situation because I just got to trade what I see, the chart, and get away from the idea of like, oh, like I could give back something or I could reduce my profits or I should cover right now because it's in the 220s and what if it doesn't go to 2 and now I cut down my profits. Like if the trade's working for me, I need to let it work. But there's no clear sign it's not going to work. I mean, unless we see something like consolidation for some time, then break into new highs, creating higher lows. Like there's no reason for me to cover. So I know back in the day, I used to cover quickly. And this is one thing I've gotten way better at. That I'm usually in at usually the top, like I'm in at 265, covered one little piece here, and usually I would never cover that, but I did. I'm gonna be honest, I was a little weak there because it's just been tough. And so, but I'm holding the core, 3/4 of my position still for 2s, and I'm not going to cover that because I already covered a little early, and I'm willing to hold it. And that's just me. I mean, everyone's different. Some people like to cover in the little washes, like they'll be covering now. There's so many ways to trade, but I know this makes me comfortable where I can just sit back and let it work. But anyway, what I was trying to say is the join function, you can support the channel in other ways. It's just another way to say thank you to me, and I'm just saying thank you back by giving you more tandem trading. Actually, those guys who are the tier 2 supporters, they've already gotten 5 or 6 episodes, whereas the public has gotten 3. So just to give you an idea, if you do like those episodes, you can see more of that. And let's see. So I'm curious, anybody, how are you guys doing? How's trading going for you? How's this month going for you so far? Are you a short seller? Are you long? Everyone in the chat, just tell me just by saying long or short, which one are you mainly? Like, are you mainly a short or are you mainly a long? I'm very curious to see, do we have more shorts here? Do we have more longs? If you're both 50-50, like really, if you're both, then put both. Because what's up, Tommy? Hey, man. I think I recognize that logo, brother. Short, both. Okay, so far pretty equal. Pretty equal. It's interesting. I'm curious, guys, on the long side, do you guys get any value from just like listening to the show? And because I know I'm mainly short bias, I long on my swing trades, but just curious on that. Look at that, 220s. And here's what's interesting about the bid and ask. I don't give it much weight unless it's the key areas, because you'll see the bid stacking. You've seen this so many times where you'll see stacking action, but then it just fucking breaks through. Or the vice versa, stacking on the ask, and then it just breaks through. And I used to get all lost in that, where I would be like, oh no, like there's stacking action, I need to cover. And then it'll just keep on going. Just tip for you guys, ignore that shit. Just play the chart, play the volume, right? The volume looking nice on these pullbacks. And yeah, it may bounce, but it may not be an actual hold. It may be a temporary thing. Yeah, looking into longs. Yeah, I hear you, PHP. Holy crap. I actually just got done talking to a trader just before I started doing live today, where I was like, man, like we were both saying we need to do longs because holy crap, shorts is just not as easy as it was. And I mean, we got to pay for borrows, we got to short. Now, not only, yeah, granted, I have a great broker, Cobra. They sponsor the show, and they're great to work with, and they give all my listeners a huge discount, same discount I get. So if you're interested in them, let them know you heard from me, because it helps me out too, so I appreciate that. But so it looks like a lot of you guys you make more money going long. Matrix boy, you might, man. What is your favorite setup, Matrix? Like, what works for you the best? I'm very curious on that. You seem like very confident in your statement there, so I'm very curious on what you like to do there. Eric, what's up, man? Let me see. Oh man, you guys are typing quick. Okay, my bad. I feel what you're going through, man. There are some videos of Nate where he talks strongly about the next mentality. That's true, man. Stick to this mentality, but if you can't do it, you're one step closer. And that's what I'm trying to do, the next mentality. That's a good way to put it. Like, I'm just thinking of like the next trade. And so right now, so check this out. No trends in levels. Alex, you trade no trends in levels. I trade basically, you see a trend line here. I trade basically only using, obviously, the level 2 time and sales volume. Volume is key, and the chart. And, of course, support and resistance. That's it. I don't use VWAP. I don't use any of that, any indicators, if that's what you're asking. Izzy, Gap and Crap. Hey, what's up, Izzy? Hey, I appreciate you being here. By the way, Izzy, appreciate you being an elite supporter. It means a lot to me. It's awesome. It's cool that I can see that you're a supporter. So that's awesome to see. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it a lot. And hopefully you've been enjoying the tandem series that you guys get that other people don't. So I appreciate it. Tommy, so I do use level 2. I'm sorry, support and resistance are my key go-tos. VWAP hold high update breakout. Cool, man. I could definitely see that as a reason for me not to short easily. So actually, in fact, you probably longed SPI or OXBR. I think one of those did that after it crapped and then started to consolidate and then started to hold VWAP, I believe. And I'm assuming, because I don't have VWAP on my charts, but I'm just assuming it did. I mean, more times than not, you can predict where VWAP's at. Like VWAP on this one is probably in this area. It's probably in the 248s, 250, somewhere right here. It's probably where VWAP is. Someone let me know where VWAP is on OPTT. Like, I'm very curious if I'm right on that. Hey, Will. Yeah, man, I wish I could do more. I'll try. The challenge with that is just the time, right? Like, I have a lot of things I'm doing. And so I'm trying to do as much as I can, trying to provide as much value as possible, and I will continue to do that. Thank you, Izzy. Appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. Matrix. Yep. Matrix boy. Absolutely. So you were in that. I hate you because you were probably buying my cover on that day. Did Duxinator course affect your trading? If so, how? So make sure to watch your review I did on Duxinator. But yeah, it just showed me how he thinks, like his mentality, what he's looking at, what's important to him, the psychology. That was huge for me just to hear his point of view, right? He's one of the best in our niche. Oh, 2.47. Thanks, guys. So yeah, I mean, close. I said 248, 250. So damn near it. So at the end of the day, VWeb. Oh yeah, it is on my level 2. How funny is that? That's so funny. But I wasn't looking at it. But I mean, shit, you could easily say I was, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, it is on my level 2. But that's how much I don't use VWAP. Like I don't care about it. Some people say you should. I mean, for sure, if you're long, I can definitely see the value in that. Is this going to be posted as a video? I think all of the lives, there should be a section on my channel where you can select live videos. You can watch all the ones I've ever done live. But here's something that's unique. We have on, this is popping above 220. Like that's easy to think maybe I should cover right now. Maybe I should cover. And, you know, maybe I missed it. But I'm just going to let the trade play out. And may have an opportunity to add. Like some people are thinking, man, I should have covered here. And then some people are thinking this is a great opportunity to add. So anyway, guys, I got to go. I wanted to make this quick video. Hopefully, if you've been enjoying the content, press a like, subscribe, share it. If you can, man, share this with other people because it would really help me grow. By the way, thank you guys because I crossed 5,000 subscribers. Thank all of y'all. That's awesome. I appreciate you. And don't forget, hit that join button to see how you can support more if you want to. And we have a newsletter now. It's going to show you blogs and articles of my journey that we're going to do 2 a week. You'll get updates on that along with the show, along with the podcast. And everyone who subscribes to that newsletter, just FYI, you know I'm doing things different. It's not just about me just giving you information, giving you good value, but it's also giving back more plus. So what I want to do is I'll randomly select someone who's on the newsletter just once in a while and either have a one-on-one call with me, get on the show, or maybe win, you know, what's that show? Billions box set, which is a badass show if you don't watch it. So check out the newsletter. The newsletter's in the description. I don't know if it's on this video, but it's on the last video, and it'll be on future videos. So thanks so much, guys. Y'all have a great day.